She told me, Violetta, you're glowing. Are you pregnant? I was like, wait, what? I really enjoyed cabbage and avocado. That combination, even for two. As a mother, I was pushing it. And then I was like, that's it. Omo, it was defecation. The baby is the size of this remote. How are you gonna bap them? As in, like the way they want. These doctors, they tell you, usipochoma hivyo utaoza. Una imagine kuoza? She stay. Way. Iliona surprise na uko mbele. Hi, my name is Violetta Ngina. I'm a media personality. And here is my bun in the oven story. Okay, so I was 21 years old, working at Homeboys Radio as a sales executive. I used to do direct sales and events. I had just landed a job when I was 20, so I was among the lucky people who kind of sort of got a foot into the corporate space at an early age. Fantastic, thank you Lord. The job market in Kenya is hard. Oh yeah, so yeah, when I got there a year later, I met this guy and he swept me off my feet. Also, he was my first relationship, official relationship, so he was my first boyfriend. I am one of those who comes from a very grounded family. My mom was the type to never want to see you around boys. Yeah, even boys that, go to campus with or even work with or even in the estate. I think even all the guys used to fear me because they used to know my mom. She is not here for any of that. So, yeah, I never had the opportunity to have a boyfriend. Why did I say opportunity as if it's a good thing? Okay, it's not a bad thing, but I'm not those ones with like, I had a boyfriend in high school. I had a boyfriend in my early years before I became like a fully grown adult in my own space. So yeah, this was my first official boyfriend and he was quite older than me with a couple of years, a lot of years. We're talking plus 10 years. So, me and my 21-year-old, they're self, very naive and in love for the first time. I'm like, guy, this is how it always is. The dates are making you nervous and excited at the same time. Yeah, fast forward, I got pregnant. Very soon, actually. It didn't take so long. Sijui bedhe nilikuwa naharakisha nikienda wapi. Basa nidu, naisha happen. Anyway, so I get pregnant. And you see, when you, what happens is, when it happens, you, of course, expect to not get your periods. But now, when pregnancy is happening, or when you get pregnant, you could also start bleeding and get some light blood when the process of, conception is happening. So I got that. But because I did not know that this is what happens when you get pregnant, I assumed it's my periods. Just that probably this time is different because, of course, hormonal changes. So I was like, oh, thank God I'm not pregnant. Turns out, yeah, it was not my periods. I was pregnant. Now, how did I find out I'm pregnant? Because already I had my light bleeding, so I assumed my periods are here. One day in the office, one of our HR, she was a very motherly lady. I love her so much. Her name is Brenda. Wherever she is, I believe she's still doing great. She told me, Violetta, you're glowing. Are you pregnant? I was like, wait, what? Wait. So she's the first person that made me think, okay, all right. But then I was like, no, I'm just using different creams on my face. Maybe they're working. And then a week or so later, my boss in the sales department told me, Violetta, you look different. Are you pregnant? And that was a man. I was like, a man has noticed. Brenda told me I'm glowing 2 weeks ago. Done deal. I must be pregnant. And then, of course, I was living with my folks at the time. So a couple of weeks later, my mom told me, you're so lazy. Naturally, I don't sleep. I'm team no sleep. I'm always awake. Even when I'm in bed at night, I'll keep waking up. So this time around, every opportunity I get, I'm trying to watch something, I black out in the sofa. I sleep longer than usual. My mom told me, you're sleeping too much. Are you okay? Are you going through something? I was like, you know what, guys, enough. You've given me enough hints. I'm pregnant. I should be pregnant. So I was like, no, I think I'm just exhausted. But I think my mom noticed way early. She just decided to keep quiet, I guess. And then with time also now, I started noticing my body is changing. Like I'm getting a bit of chub here and there. So yeah, I didn't do the test. I didn't do it. I just waited for the second month. The light bleeding did not come. I was like, okay, done. It's a done deal. I'm pregnant. So I choose to call this boyfriend of mine. I remember that day he was coming from Mombasa, so he was in the airport when I called. So I think I had tried to call him earlier. His phone was busy. No, not busy, not going through, of course, because he was flying. So when he landed, I was like, I was actually supposed to go pick him at the airport, but unfortunately, I had a gig because I was doing events at Homeboy, so I couldn't go. So his friend went to pick him, and then I gave him a call. And it's like, hey, I think I'm pregnant. He was so happy. He sounded so happy, by the way. He was over the moon excited. So his excitement made me calm down. I was like, thank God this won't be one of those amesquale. I was like, okay, my boyfriend is in it, then I'll be fine. You know what? After his excitement, I was like, you know what? Any other person who has a problem, imagine that's not my problem. My boyfriend is in it. We're good. She stay. Way. Iliona surprise na uko mbele. Hey, but you know what? When I think about it, I'm so thankful that was his first reaction. Whether he meant it or didn't, because that reaction made me feel, okay, I'm 21, I'm pregnant. My parents don't know about this, but his reaction made me calm down. I was like, at least he got my back. So yeah, I started now just telling people, guys, I'm pregnant. You know, everyone seemed happy for me. You know, even if they're not, I mean, they have to act happy. Hauko happy kwa nini, by the way. So yeah, fast forward, I started going for prenatal, right? And I had an amazing old doctor, Dr. Kavulinge. Oh God, that was the most amazing doctor I have ever witnessed. He's so old. I always felt like I'm going to my grandfather for treatment. He was so nice. He was so kind. Let me tell you, God puts the right people in my journey because he already knew things were about to take a left turn. So that doctor was really amazing. So unfortunately, throughout the period, my then boyfriend decided, you know what, this ain't it for me, you know. So I had to do the deed by myself. It's cool though. So I did the trips by myself to hospital, and my doctor was really nice, really nice. And then after that, I was still staying with my parents, so it was easy for me to, at least things were being done for me. As much as I hadn't really confirmed I'm pregnant, at least I have a house help who helps me do stuff. My mom is, you know, she's kind of like just waiting for me to tell her, but she knows. So I could see she's giving me different things to eat. She's making sure I drink certain things. I'm like, it's okay. Yeah. So one day, I was like, I think month 3 or 4. Naturally, I'm very small. Okay, right now, that narrative, I can't see it. Yeah. Now there's just so much going on. There's a bright future behind me. There's stuff, right? But before, I was naturally a very skinny girl, very small. So I think my pregnancy started showing too early because I'm small. Because I feel like if you're chubby, it can hide in different areas. But for me, I was small, so it started showing too soon. So around month 3, I was already with some chub on my tummy. So one day my mom, she was in her bedroom, and then she called me and told me, okay, when are you planning on telling me the good news? I was like, oh wow. Then I said, okay, now you know. That's how my parents found out I'm pregnant. I'm very close with my dad. It was the hardest thing to do. I am a daddy's girl. I'm the only girl in my family. I'm very super intensely close with my dad. That is like, I keep telling myself and anyone who knows me, that is the ultimate love of my life, right? I have a super intense relationship with my dad. We love each other so badly. We can beef so badly, you know, over petty issues, because you're like, why is my dad doing this to me? And him is like, why is my daughter, you know? So me and my dad are very close. I think it's the most divine relationship I have. So him finding out I was pregnant was sad. Yeah, because he was like, no, who is this man who's done this to my daughter? Who is this man? To be honest, that was like the whole experience. I feel for me was, I felt like somehow I let my dad down at some point. And that is one thing that I have never forgiven myself for doing, because I really love my dad. I love my mom, but you know your mom, if you go left, they are going with you left. You choose when you are already at left, you choose there, I want to go back right. She'll follow you. You know, moms will always be moms. Moms are just moms, you know. And now that I'm a mom, I understand, because if my son says he wants to sit down, I'll sit with him down. But when we get down and he says, Mommy, we crawl, I'll crawl. But dads have this, you know, they're very rigid, but they just don't want to see their daughter, a 21-year-old girl, pregnant, right? So yeah, I think the hardest part was breaking the news to my dad, which my mom did for me. Of course, she could not keep quiet. Yeah, so my dad found out. It took him a minute to soak in, but eventually he came around, right? So of course, a lot of antenatal, and then taking easy on my schedule, because I used to do events. So now I had to tone down. There was no too much work. I think at some point I got stressed, because I started feeling some type of way about my child's father not being present. So it took a toll on me. So one time I went to the clinic, and then they were like, you know what, the baby is not turning as he should be. Are you okay? This is quite risky. I was like, wait, what? Is there anything wrong with my baby? So I think when the doctor told me that, that's when I realized everything I'm doing is directly affecting my child. So I need to step up to the plate. No more pity parties, no more feeling depressed, because I don't want to be the reason why my child did not make it or get through this. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, I just had to do everything right for my child. And to be honest, I really do not have a sad story. My pregnancy was bliss. What was I craving? God. My pregnancy was from Harvard. It wanted cheese and pizza. It was a Harvard pregnancy, by the way. Hey, God, my budget was a little late. But I hear people crave mind trauma and stuff. Like, mind trauma is like 20 bob. I mean, I would want such cravings. Economy is bad. Mine wants pizza. Yo, sis. Na craving ikitaka imetaka. Hey. By then, mine was expensive. It was pizza, it was cheese, it was lasagna. The only thing that was in a budget was I really enjoyed cabbage and avocado. That combination, even for two. Like, and it was so disgusting for everyone else. I'm like, oh, why are you the one pregnant? It's me. So allow me. But my pregnancy was from Harvard. That thing was so bougie. It was bougie AF. But even if you look at my child, he look cute. I mean, you can't be a Harvard baby and you don't look cute. He's the cutest little thing. I love him. So yeah, eventually 9 months? Oh yeah, before 9 months, I took a vacation. I went to Malindi because I needed to. I felt like this is my last trip as a solo human being. Every other thing after this, I'll have a child. Even if I want to go anywhere, I have to think about how I'll go with my child. Or if I'm not going with my child, I have to plan how my child will be left behind. So I was like, I have to do something for myself. So I went to Malindi, Ocean Dunes, for like a week. Shout out to my bestie, Eunice Guyo. At least she kept me company throughout the trip. Because, are you going to leave a pregnant girl by herself in the ocean? She might choose to drown herself, I beg. This thing is hard, small. But yeah, my bestie was there, so it was really fun. It was really good. Now, hey, cravings there. There's no burgers and pizza anyhow in Coast. It was just seafood, lobsters. God, my pregnancy was expensive. Disclaimer, if you look at me and you like me, no, it's a budget here. It's a budget. You see the things my pregnancy likes. Don't come here and start saying, I had other women like. Meg, things are different here. I've told you in advance. Don't say you were duped into this. So I came back from Malindi. It was so refreshing. And then I started nesting. I started shopping for my child. I was one of those. I did so much. I bought so much. I'm never doing that again, by the way. No. Don't waste money. I did the most. I went and bought surgery. I'm so disappointed because my son grew too fast. Some of the things, like Apra, my son didn't enjoy it. So you see the way you see in cute videos of people in Hollywood taking their kids down the estate with my son did not enjoy any part of it. And that thing was like 19 G's. How many pizzas are those? I gave it out before my son could use. So don't even overspend. At least now I know when I'm preparing for my second child. Did I say I'm preparing? Like, now I know what I'll do. I will not overbuy. No. But I did that with my first child and it's understandable. No regrets. So yeah, I did the most. I started nesting. His room was so cute. A lot of blues and whites. But also I was that parent who I didn't want to introduce my son to specific colors. I didn't want to make my son believe that blue is for boys. If I see you in a pink thing. In fact, today, he's actually closing school today and he wore pink shoes. Yeah, he's in pink shoes and they have watermelons around and he looks so cool. So me, I was that parent who did not want my child to feel like, I just wanted my son to embrace colors and live in color. So even when I was nesting, I was trying so much. Okay, there's blue and there's dark colors because of course he's a boy and there's Batman and everything. But I tried to have a lot of whites and reds and pinks and yellow. He's a child. I wanted him to be colorful. Yeah, right? So I did nesting and then now fast forward, it's 9 months. My baby overstayed with about 2 weeks. So on the last day now, I woke up really early. I was getting ready to go to work. I worked until the last day. My boss, John Rabah, used to be like, Violetta, are you okay? But you see, I don't know. My pregnancy was catch cruise. It was sailing. No morning sickness, no puking, no, nothing. The only thing I had was my fingers were so swollen. No rings could fit. My rings never used to fit at all. And I used to wear a lot of rings back in the day. Why, by the way? I don't wear any right now. Unless he chooses to put a ring on it. Anyway, guys, can I chill? I'm so dramatic, I know. But, yeah. The only thing I had was my fingers were fat. But I had the smoothest pregnancy. And my mom was so supportive. And my brother. And everyone else, even at work. So now the last day I was, as usual, getting ready to go to work. And then I wake up and I'm like, okay, I felt something on my back. Okay, maybe it's my baby kicking. Because my baby used to kick a lot. He used to kick all the time. So I just assumed it's one of those. So I'm dressed up. Nini, I'm ready. My nose is from here to Timbuktu. Hata ukontua aje na makeup. Iko tu. Nose. But then why does the nose do that? God. You see hata ungechagua nywele irefuke ama maski. Nose iko hivi. Evie, that's why women are always in nosy in women's other people's business. It's because the nose even itself gets big. And then I was so dark. I was darker than usual. It was so dark from here. Did my face have an effect? No. Right, my right side though got a bit of, what is it called? Kidogo too, like 3 or 4 very dark spots. But it's okay. So I'm ready to go to work, right? I start feeling something on my back, and then I'm dressed up, and then I start bleeding. And I was like, girl, hospital. Right about now, I went to Nairobi Women's Hospital. My family came. Everyone else came. My family, my friends, and funny thing, my baby daddy came on that day, but he was in a rush. I was like, where's this guy going though? He was in such a rush. So he left. So yeah, I got to the hospital around 11 a.m. And then the real pain started at 4-ish. God. You know what? Me, I almost plucked my hair. Like, I had braids. Karibu nizitoe one by one. It was really painful. And then my mom is very emotional, so I had to request them to leave, because when you see your mom cry, then it makes you feel like the situation is very severe. So my folks left. My mom and her sisters left, so I was by myself. It was me and the nurse and the doctor. Yeah. Because my mom is emotional. My mom cries. My mom, if you kill a fly, she'll cry. I am pretty much like her though. I cry a lot, but I just did not want to see my mom in that state. And I have this going on. I was like, afadhali nionezi sura ngumu za madaktari kwa sababu wanakata hawana time yangu by the way. Wacha tu nizae kama tumeendaga. You know how doctors are like, so wewe ulikuwa unasikia vizuri hiyo siku? Yeah, these doctors. So yeah, my folks left. But she kept calling. She kept calling. So at around 7, 8, they took me now to the room. They, of course, measuring and everything, epidural. It was about time. So push, girl, push. Oh God. First, as a mother, I was pushing. And then I was like, that's it. Omo, it was defecation. I was like, I'm not waiting to see my baby. I'm seeing them wiping stuff. I'm like, huh? I almost fainted. I was like, I can't do this no more. So they started telling me, no. When you know the baby will get tired, so just do it. Nasikia tena ati mtoto atachoka. Naanza kuimagine ma-CS. Naanza kuimagine complications. I was like, wacha tu tusukume by the way. We are pushing. So yeah, one. A mighty one. So I was like yeah, child. So I was trying to hold my legs from this angle, then I'm pushing, and then I think head first, right? So the moment ilipita tu hapa, the rest was smooth sailing. And then my son has a big forehead. So that was the most difficult part. And then here, after that, it just came, whew! And then my baby was there. And then he started crying. And then, yeah, I was so happy. And you feel no absolute pain after that. Isn't that weird? Nothing. But I was so weak. I lost so much blood. I passed out for a bit. So I woke up later. I was in a wheelchair. But I had my baby. He was so cute and so small. Oh. I named him Leo Kari. Leo to mean lion, Kari to mean king in Zulu. And yeah, that was my birth story. And afterwards, my family came, of course, to see the baby the following day. My mom brought me pizza. I love you, Mama. And then there was a lot of flowers, a lot of drinks. It was hard learning how to breastfeed on the first day because even the baby doesn't know what they're doing. I also don't know how to hold it. Nurse is just coming. Shika vizuri. Yeah, Joa. I'm also new to this thing. Can you show me how it's done? So day one is chaos. And then umeshonwa. You are in utmost pain, you're bleeding, you're trying to get the hang of this breastfeeding, you're trying to know at what point do you move from the left boob to the right boob, what time do you change, you're trying to figure out this thing. I also have to burp the child. The baby is the size of this remote. How are you gonna burp them? As in, the way they want. Guys, listen. Don't stress. I mean, don't even, by the way, it's chaotic. And then, isitoshe, now your moms and her sisters and other women, they're there. Do this, do that. Fanyi mtoto vizuri. Hey, karibu uniwape. By the way, mchukueni. You know how they're excited, our grandchild, and then my son was the first grandchild in my family. So, their excitement is over the roof. Hata ukimvalisha tu kofia, hujamvalisha vizuri. Ni kofia yaye. Kuna method ingine ya kuvaa kofia. Una breastfeed kabisa, unaona mtoto ameshiba. Mwenyewe hata yatoa. Unaambia hajashiba. Si kama hajashiba angeendelea. Trust me, you're gonna die. Everyone will tell you stuff. And then now there's the whole drink porridge, drink cocoa, drink soup, drink hot things, drink. Nilikuwa najaribu tu kuomba juice. I had 3 flasks. Ya chai, ya uchi, ya soup. Mtoto atakosa maziwa. Yani, it's chaos, guys. It's chaotic. Me, I feel like my pregnancy was the smoothest. After giving birth, that period was the chaotic one for me. Because I'm like, oh God, our moms, we love you, but relax. Imagine, we're also trying. My mom used to make me feel like I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, I'm toy. Ujashika kichwa. I'm like, basi ndio kichwa hapa. Ama kuna kichwa ingine sijui ni gani. Umepima maji. Mwenyewe umeweka mkono kabisa. Si tunapimangana hapa. Unaambanga sijui weke hapa. Matheories tu umeweka kabisa, umesikia si moto. Ya maji ni moto. Ya maji ni sijui temperature. Funga mlango, washa heater. Hakuna jua, mom. I mean, me, to be honest, the chaos was like the first things. Because now everything you're doing is wrong. And also you're trying to heal. And also you have to go to the doctor to check if your mauzi uko chini ziko sawa. And then imagine umeshona alafu unambo ichome na maji ya moto. Ati ndo ipone. And then the doctor tells you, let me tell you, these doctors, they tell you, usipochoma hivyo utaoza. Una imagine kuoza? Unachoma. Una imagine kukioza unaondokea game. Bro, unachoma mpaka mimi nilichoma, nikachukua chupa ya Coke. Unaona kifuniko, nikatoboa tushimo twingi. Sasa ukishajichoma na cotton, unafinya hiyo chupa ndio imwagike hivi kama sprinkled. Bro, una imagine kurot. Ulisikia utachoma. Unaona ile maji ya kuku, hiyo ya kutoa manyoya. Wacha uungue lakini usioze. Kuungua at least ngozi itarudi. Hata una ngozi yote, mso umeshotanishwa. Mimi nilikuwa na imagine kurot. Na imagine movie nyingine nilionanga ya Nigeria, mbaba mwingine alirot akaanza kutoka mavigunyo. Na imagine una imagine kitu bako na hivi. Yeah, so mimi niliban. Mimi nilichoma. But then I healed real quick. I'm so thankful my son did not have, the kids who have colic, like that very stomach condition at night. My son did not have that. He was a very peaceful baby. He was eating well. I was breastfeeding well. I only had a problem with my left boob. It was very painful. And then instead of me going to the doctor, I decided to use my right boob only. So, wrong idea. Go to the doctor, breastfeed with both breasts. And yeah, my son is going to be 5 this year. He's such an amazing, cute boy, a very smart, intelligent human being. My story is not sad. And probably I'm talking to below 24 who find them in this situation, or even a 20-year-old. Stay in school, but in case it happens, it's not the end of the road. I promise. I know it's crazy how, it's kind of like a very bad thing when you're 18, 19, 20, 21, you're pregnant. I know how the world makes you feel like this is it for you. There's that also. It's not easy, and I totally understand why they would make you look like it's the end of the world. But just in case it happens, because life happens sometimes, I promise it's not the end of the world. I promise you. I promise. I mean, you'll still get your degree. You will. You'll still get a job. You'll be fine. You'll still fall in love again. It's okay. So probably for any young 20, 21-year-old, because I was 21 when I got pregnant, fast, my baby is on November 14th, baby. So ukifanya hiyo hesabu inakuangusha February 14th. Ogopa hiyo month. Hiyo month achana tu nayo. Hata hizo manguo usichukue. Scam, my friend. So for any 20, 21-year-old who's in that position, you're pregnant, you don't know what to do, you're thinking probably you need to abort. I understand why you think all those things, but I promise you, it's not the end of the road. Life happens, and it happens in such a beautiful manner. Myself, I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm so thankful for my child, and in retrospect, I can see why it had to happen that way. The way it has changed and shaped my existence and what is potentially going to be my future. My baby had to happen at that time. So don't panic. Don't panic. Pregnancy stories are not sad stories. I promise. You'll be fine. I'm a proud mom. I'm 26 this year. My son is 5 this year. God is good. Ngaini museo mavinda yonde. It's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed it. And that was my ban in the oven story.